I'm Jody Brenner Ginsburg of Ginsburg Law Offices. Today I want to speak with you about foot injuries and crush injuries in the foot area. First of all, just saying those words makes you want to say, ouch. I've handled many foot injuries and crush injuries from people working in warehouses and having literally thousands of pounds fall on their toe, their foot, being run over by a forklift on their foot or their ankle, and we can go on from there. These are really devastating type of injuries because, first of all, they're extremely painful. Secondly, of course, it takes you off your feet and really impacts every facet of your life, from going to work to going to the bathroom. You cannot walk, you cannot move. It's extremely painful. The swelling is an issue. The potential for infection is an issue. And yet, when you have these injuries, many times, doctors, after they fix you initially and you have to have surgery, they'll say, okay, you can go back to work and you can go do a seated job. That's a very difficult thing to do. I've had clients work in very big box store employers, for very big box store employers, where they are around things that are falling off shelves all the time. So putting somebody back into those stores, even in a seated position in the aisle, or doing stocking items on the shelves in a seated position, is not a very safe place for them to be. Not to mention the fact that it's almost impossible to go back into these types of jobs where your foot needs to be elevated because the swelling continues. So it's very important to understand that while you may go in and get the initial crush injury fixed with surgery, please make sure you are talking with your doctors about the kind of work you do, the environment that you do the jobs in. You do not want to get infections. Many times you have to have an open-toed shoe or you're in a boot, and you can't and should not be in those environments as well. The other thing I want to mention to you also is a lot of times when you have these types of significant foot issues, you will have surgery and there may be hardware placed in your foot, whether it be plates, screws, or pins. And those are there for reasons, and the doctors can certainly discuss those with you to try to get things healed and fused. What we see a lot of times, however, is 4 months, 6 months, 8 months after surgery, folks, well, they continue to have pain in that area. And the reason being, in some of these cases, is the hardware is not doing its job and there might be a loose screw. And again, you can understand that because if you're starting to be weight bearing and you're putting your weight down, that can move some of the hardware and that changes everything in your foot. Also, we find sometimes that if the hardware still is in place, you may have nerves that are sort of wrapping themselves around the hardware. And while I don't want to be the doctor here, these are things that need to be explored. You probably need to have post-op testing, most likely a post-op CT scan, to see what is going on. Is there a fusion of the bone occurring? Is there hardware out of place? Is there broken hardware? Are there nerves forming around some of this hardware? Foot injuries, crush injuries can be very devastating, and more likely than not, you're not going to be getting back to doing the type of work you did before if it was on your feet in any form or capacity. So please give me a call. I'm more than glad to help you with these cases. They can be very complex, and they at times can be confusing. You can reach me at 770-351-0801. Thank you. Hi, this is Jody, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about all rights and benefits available to you under the Georgia Workers' Injury Laws, I'd like to invite you to download my Georgia Workers' Compensation Survival Kit that I created for folks just like you. Some of the topics I cover include: can I get fired for filing a work injury claim? 8 critical mistakes to avoid. Is it true that the insurance company will hire a private investigator to follow me around and videotape my activities? What happens when the insurance company is late with my weekly wage payments? 7 specific tactics I recommend to maximize your case settlement value. If you or a loved one needs to maximize your recovery from your Georgia Workers' Compensation claim, you'll find this survival kit important reading. Download your survival kit right now and at no cost. Just visit my website and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now, and as always, I wish you the best.